Welcome, people. I'm here with the Success Mantras by G's Academy to help you to understand the chapters with notes. But before that, if you think our notes are very useful, just click on the bell icon to subscribe our channel that is given just right below here. I am here with the very first chapter, The Letter to God, from your book First Flight, and this story is written by a famous Mexican writer, G.L. Fontes. His full name is Gregorio Lopez Fontes. Gregorio Lopez Fontes was born on July 11, 1897, at Lanzarote in the Canary Islands. He first went to sea as a deck boy with his father at the age of 10. As a teenager, Fontes worked on cargo ships that went out of the Canary Islands to Trinidad and Puerto Rico. He also called to the Spanish parts of Valencia and Sevilla to South America. He migrated permanently to Cuba at the age of 22. Fontes, a lifelong cigar smoker, died from cancer in 2002 at the age of 105 years. So now let's start with the main character of the story, Lencho, who was a farmer and lived along with his wife and four sons on the top of a hill. His house was the only house in the entire valley. He was the one who cultivated corn, and the only thing he needed for his corn fields was the rain, which means that he was totally dependent on the downpour for the cultivation of the corn. We can also see a lady who is Lancho's wife and she is preparing supper for the family. Then she called the boys and Lancho for the supper. Lancho's two elder sons were working in the field and two younger sons were playing near the house. One day, the Lencho was sitting inside the house and praying for the rain. So his prayer was about to be fulfilled, and all of a sudden, we can see a huge mountain of clouds approaching from the northeast direction, and it started raining. The air in the valley was fresh and sweet. Lencho went out of the house to feel the pleasure of the rain on his body. He was so much excited that out of his happiness he considered the raindrops as a new coins. He said that the big drops of rains are like 10-cent pieces and the small drops of rains are like 5-cent pieces. Lencho was very much satisfied after the rain, since his cornfield once again were blooming lively and it was covered with a curtain of rain. But there was a mishappening, and that was a strong wind began to blow. Along with the strong wind, there was a heavy rain and hailstones began to fall from the sky. The hailstones were like silver coins, and these silver coins seems to be frozen pearls. Lancho's sons started collecting the frozen pearls. It took place for an hour, and all the surrounding was covered with the hailstones, and the cornfield looked as if it is covered with the salt. Just imagine rain, strong wind, and hailstones falling from one continuous hour. It had a devastating effect. Everything was destroyed. His fields, his corn, everything was destroyed. His field was white as if covered with the salt. Due to the hailstones, no leaves or flowers were left over on the plants and trees. Lencho was really very depressed and he shared his thought with his sons. Do you know that a plague of locusts would have left more than this? This means what? Locusts are the tiny insects that often destroy crops. So Lencho said that if these tiny insects or locusts would have eaten my crops, then at least they would have left something. But here, hailstones have left nothing. What should we eat the whole year? He was really very sad, and out of his sadness, he was not able to say anything. At first, Lencho was very much depressed, but he gave a ray of hope to his wife and sons. He said that it's okay. We would obviously get help from God. He is the only Savior who would obviously help us during our tough times or in times of need. He also said that no one dies of hunger and he had complete trust or faith on God. Now let's see what happens or what he does next. In order to get help from God, next Sunday he decided to write a letter This means a letter to God, and this was his first letter. Because he knew that if God didn't help him, then there is no one in the valley who could help him out. So, in letter, he mentioned that he wanted 100 pesos in order to sow his field again. Also, he mentioned everything about the mishappenings. Then he put the letter in an envelope and went to the town. He placed the stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. This shows that how much faith he had on God. He had really written a letter and posted it. Now let's see whether he gets a reply or not. Does God really help him in his problem? Or does God really send him the 100 pesos that he wanted to sow his field again? Now, the letter was in the mailbox and it was picked up by the postman, who used to help in the post office in order to transport letters from one place to another. Now, when this postman saw the letter with the address of God, he was really very shocked, since he had never seen such an address in his whole lifetime. He laughed heartily after seeing the letter and he went to the postmaster and showed him the letter. The postman spoke about Lencho to the postmaster that how foolish this man is. The postmaster was fat and an amiable fellow. At first he laughed heartily when he saw the letter, but later he became serious since he had never seen such letter in his lifetime. The person writing a letter to God. And he too wished that he had such faith in God. He did not want Lencho to lose his faith in God, so he thought of a plan. He did really want to answer the letter, and in order to answer his letter, he wanted to collect money from the employees, his friends, and himself for an act of charity. So, by collecting money from everyone, he was able to collect at least 70 pesos. And after collecting the amount, he kept the money in an envelope and wrote a signature God on the envelope so that Lencho would never understand that it was given by some other people. Rather, it was God, he himself, who had written letter in order to help him out. Lencho wrote the first letter to God on one Sunday, and the other Sunday he went to the post office in order to see whether the God has replied his letter or not. And after some time, he saw a postman coming near to him, and when he came, he handed him the letter. Postmaster, in order to see Lencho's reaction after getting the letter, he was sitting in his office and he was peeping out of his office window. But Lencho was not at all shocked since he knew that God would obviously answer his letter. So he was rather happy and he opened the letter. When he opened the letter, he was very, very surprised at first, and then later he became very, very angry because he found only 70 pesos. He knew that God could never make a mistake. God is very, very correct in his decision. So, if I have to ask for 100 pesos, that means I have to get 100 pesos and not 70 pesos. This was his viewpoint. As we knew, Lencho is in a very angry mood. Now he decides to write the second letter to God. He went up to the window of the post office and asked for a paper and ink, put the paper on the writing table, and wrote the letter. In this letter, he wrote that he got only 70 pesos and he wanted the rest of the money, that is 30 pesos. He was sure enough that God would send 100 pesos if he had asked for it and not 70 pesos. This means he thought that the rest of the money is taken by the post office employees, for which he was bound to call them the bunch of crooks. When he finished writing the letter, he went to the window again, bought a stamp, licked the stamp, and affixed to the envelope with a blow of his fist, and finally dropped it into the mailbox. With this, we can say that how much faith Lencho had in God, and he believed that the God would obviously send him the amount. He didn't even know that it may not be God, or it may be some other people, or it may be the post office employees who were helping him out. But it was totally out of his mind since he had complete trust in God. He knew that God was the only one to help him. After dropping the letter in the mailbox, the postmaster, who was eagerly waiting for Lencho's reaction, now became very curious to know what was written in the second letter, a word of thanks or anything else. And when Lencho went out of the post office, the postmaster went to the mailbox and read the letter. And just imagine what did then happen later. With this, we come to an end of the story. Or we can also say that this story is an open ended story where we can continue, we can think, or imagine it out that what would have happened later. Friends, in this chapter, we get a very important lesson, that is faith in God, which means that when we have a complete faith in God, He is the only one who would always help us in the times of need. It may not be direct or indirect, He would obviously help us. So, this is the thing we can see in this chapter. Though Lencho was not directly helped by the God, but maybe God would have sent his messenger or his help through the post office employees for which he got the amount. So, when we have a complete faith in God, we would obviously be helped. Friends, we hope you would have enjoyed the story. Do not forget to like and subscribe our channel and share with your friends.